East Nigeria border with Cameroon. Just beyond the coast lies a small stretch of land, the Bakassi Peninsula. A seemingly quiet territory, but this was once a flashpoint of conflict that nearly pushed the two neighboring countries to war. In 2004, with tensions rising, many expected Nigeria would aid superior military to march on Cameroon. Instead, it backed down. It gave up territories it controlled to Cameroon. But why? Why would Nigeria, a regional giant, retreat? Well, while the Bakassi dispute was unfolding, Nigeria was also negotiating something else: debt relief, with a group known as the Paris Club. Coincidence? Or was Bakassi sold? This is the story of how Nigeria sold the Bakassi Peninsula. To understand how we got here, we have to go back to 1884 to 1885. The Berlin Conference, where European powers carved up Africa into colonial spheres. Britain took what would become Nigeria, Germany took what would become Cameroon. In 1913, they signed the Anglo-German Treaty, ceding Bakassi Peninsula to Germany's Cameroon. But the map didn't stay that way for long. After World War I, Germany lost its colonies. Cameroon became a League of Nations trusteeship, divided between France and Britain. Western Cameroon came under the British Nigerian administration. The rest went to France. And that arrangement lasted until the 1960s. In the 1960s, both Nigeria and Cameroon gained independence. The United Nations oversaw a referendum. Northern Cameroon chose to remain with Nigeria. Southern Cameroon voted to join the Republic of Cameroon. But Bakassi stayed firmly under Nigeria's control. It had Nigerian government offices, Nigerian passport holders, and tax-paying Nigerian citizens. Then came the Nigerian Civil War, the Biafran secession. During the conflict, Cameroon quietly supported the Nigerian government. It allowed Nigerian troops to move supplies through its territory. It shut its borders to Biafra, cutting off supply chains. In return, Nigeria made a verbal commitment to transfer Bakassi, which was under the Biafran control at the time. After the war, Nigeria's head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, formalized this with a written understanding. Soon after, Nigeria discovered oil, about 2 billion barrels worth of reserves in Bakassi, and things changed fast. Following the Gowon regime was overthrown, Murtala Mohammed took power and rejected the Bakassi agreement. Successive governments, including Obasanjo's military regime, doubled down. The Nigerian Senate even passed legislation declaring any cession of Bakassi illegal. The 1980s and 1990s brought deadly border skirmishes. Tensions escalated. Nigeria mobilized troops. In response, Cameroon invited French forces, who set up military bases near the border. French troops facing up with Nigerian troops. It was a near clash waiting to happen. At the same time, Nigeria was faced with a different crisis: debt. The oil boom had inflated the Nigerian economy, but after the 1980s, oil crashed, things spiraled, debt repayment became impossible. But by the 1990s, Nigeria's foreign debt had ballooned to unsustainable levels. And here's the kicker: 80% of that debt was owed to the Paris Club, a group of creditor nations. France shared the Paris Club, and it was Nigeria's second biggest creditor there. As border tensions rose, Cameroon took Nigeria to the International Court of Justice in the 1990s. And by 2002, the ICJ ruled in Cameroon's favor, but Nigeria rejected the ruling. By 2004, the situation was so tense that troops were again facing off. Meanwhile, Nigeria was deep in a debt relief negotiations with the Paris Club. And in 2005, things changed drastically. Nigeria reached a 30 billion debt relief deal with the Paris Club. And almost simultaneously, Nigeria resumed talks with Cameroon in 2006. Under the Green Agreement, Nigeria officially ceded Bakassi to Cameroon. The same Obasanjo who once opposed the cession as a military leader had now signed it away. So, what changed Obasanjo's mind? What role did France, a chair of the Paris Club, really play? What's France's interest in Bakassi anyway? France's Total Energies holds major oil mining rights in Cameroon, including Bakassi, and the oil sharing agreement with Cameroon shrouded in secrecy. Total Energies now operates most of the oil blocks in Bakassi. So ask yourself, is France pressuring Nigeria through debt diplomacy? Did Nigeria trade sovereign territory for a debt it had technically already paid once you remove the piled-up interest? Thousands of locals in Bakassi chose to remain in Nigeria, but when the land was ceded, they became displaced, caught between nations, a land with oil handed over for a relief of a debt that may have been inflated. So we ask, did Nigeria sell Bakassi? Was this really a debt relief? or debt leverage? And who really profited? Was it the people or the powers behind the oil rigs? Tell us what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more in-depth stories like this. Until next time, this is Nigeria, and this was Bakassi.